as many questions as you like. Of course, Shefali would kind of moderate and regulate that part. I would like to start this interaction by formally introducing our colleague who has taken over very recently, Rajiv Kumarji, in the Election Commission. Just as the gain of ADB is a loss of ECI in respect of Mr. Lavasa, Rajiv Kumarji is not a stranger to any of you. In fact, he is not a stranger to the country as such, having been banking secretary in the most turbulent and difficult times, finance secretary of the country, and earlier establishment officer in the Department of Personnel, besides his many other distinguished his other assignments. And he is also, from the very limited interaction in the last couple of days, one can know that he is also like both of us, me and Sushilji. He plays under the radar, but plays very effectively. We last met at the time of announcement of elections to the Assembly of NCT of Delhi on January 6, 2020. The world has changed significantly since then, and certainly not for the better. The uncertainty and devastation caused by COVID-19 in the world has changed the way we live and work. It has forced a so-called new normal, which is not normal, but it's a new normal in every aspect of our lives, social, economic, and cultural. As the pandemic spread across the world, the first reaction of the election management bodies of many countries where elections were due was to postpone the elections, hoping that the pandemic would soon loosen its grip and they'll be able to conduct their elections in a more conducive environment. More than 70 countries postponed their elections. However, as the days and months passed and the COVID does not really show any sign of abating and went on unpredictable curves and trajectories, going up one day, going down, slightly down, and then very up another day, it was realized that some way would have to be found to balance the democratic rights of the citizen, of the electorate, to choose their representatives, while also making a very sincere effort and systematic effort to protect the health and safety of the people. Consequently, many countries hazarded to venture and took the courageous decision to go ahead with the elections in their election schedules, making adjustments and adherence to the new safety norms. ECI treaded safely but firmly and started by conducting elections to 18 seats of Rajya Sabha as well as some MLC elections. As you are aware, elections of Rajya Sabha are indirect, but they involve around 984 eligible electors across 8 states of the country. Stringent health and safety protocols were enforced during this election. After the successful conduct of these elections amid COVID crisis, ECI had all along been doing kind of parallel exercise on what to do about Bihar and what to do about the by-elections in a couple of state assemblies. And These were quite meticulous preparations, to which I'll allude to in a while. So today, friends, we are here. The Commission is here before you to announce the elections to the largest assembly of one of the largest states of India, which is Bihar. I think if you see the relative statistics, it would probably be, as a very senior friend from media said in the morning, the biggest election in the world in the COVID times, in the immediate future. You're all aware that the term of assembly in Bihar is due to expire on 29th November. Bihar Assembly has a strength of 243 members, of whom 38 seats are reserved for SCs and 2 for STs. COVID-19 exigencies and social distancing measures made the Commission revisit the extant instructions. One of the first major steps which was taken was to reduce the maximum number of electors at a polling station from 1,500 to 1,000. I am sure you will kindly appreciate the magnitude of this revision, because the number of polling stations as a result of this decision went up from 65,337 in the year 2015, the year of last, and to more than 1 lakh in 2020. This massive increase in the number of polling stations entails huge logistic and manpower implications. The special summary revision of the electoral rolls of Bihar was held with reference to 1-1-2020 as the qualifying date, and the final roll was published on February 7, 2020. The total electors in Bihar during 2015, when the last assembly elections were conducted, was 67 million. In 2022, now as we are sitting to brace for the polls, the number is about 7.29 crore. That is 72 million. Male electors in 2015 were 3.57 crore, which has now risen to 3.85 crore. Number of female electors was 3.12 crore in 2015, and now it is 3.4 crore. The number of service electors rose from 92,144 to 1.6 lakhs. As far as deployment of EVMs, etc. is concerned, the main tool of elections, 1.89 lakh BUs, 1.41 lakh CUs, and 1.73 lakh VVPATs are being deployed in Bihar. To give you further glimpse of the magnitude of logistics to conduct elections during COVID, as per reports received from CEO Bihar, incidentally, we all have had series of interactions with the CEO and other officials of Bihar on a virtual basis, on which I'll come to in some more detail later. More than 7 lakh units of hand sanitizers, about 46 lakh masks, about 6 lakh PPE kits, 7.6 lakh units of face shields, and about 23 lakh hand gloves have been arranged. For the voters, that is 77.2 crore single-use hand gloves have been specifically arranged when they press the EVM, etc. As per reports received from the field units and collated by CEO Bihar, there were about 18.87 lakh migrants across 38 districts of Bihar. Out of these, 16.6 lakh were eligible to vote, being more than 18 years. 13.93 lakh had their names already on the rolls. During the process of continuous updation, 2.3 lakh voters were registered, and the process of updation is still on. I would take this opportunity to compliment CEO Bihar, the district election officers there, and the election machinery at the district and sub-district level, that they made assiduous efforts to connect with so many migrant workers in the process of registration. Now I come to some more special measures for COVID-19 safe elections. Elections usually involve large gatherings, not only on election day itself, but during campaigns, nominations, and other practices. These events increase human-to-human contact and the risk of direct and indirect disease transmission. The Commission has therefore taken the following steps to mitigate the risk and ensure safe elections. One of the significant ways in which the health impact of COVID-19 can be mitigated is by exploring options to in-person voting for certain vulnerable categories of people. You would recall that way back in October 2019, that is pre-COVID times, on the recommendations of the Commission, the concept of absentee voters was introduced, and it was used very effectively in Delhi at that time, after that. In the elections in Bihar, postal ballot facility has been extended as an option to senior citizens aged 80 and above. We were wanting to extend it to people from 65 and above. Political parties had their own views, but ultimately what clinched the argument of not going for that this time is that because of the increase in the number of polling stations, already our manpower requirements had increased so significantly that we realized we may not be able to manage the 65 part. So it remains 80 years. Persons with disability packed in the electoral roll and COVID-19 suspect or affected persons all shall be taken care of, and in that we are following regarding the COVID-19. Even in Rajya Sabha, one or two MLAs who were suspected, they had to vote, cast their votes at the very end, after everybody else had gone through the voting process. Special protocol has been, there is also a facility of postal ballots wherever required or wherever asked for. We will also be deploying a lot of teams to ensure this process, as have been employed, and that we get a lot of cooperation. I am wanting to tell you that we get a lot of cooperation from civil society. We have been getting in the past, and I am sure we will get now also. Special protocol has been devised for electors who are COVID positive, suspect, quarantine, so that such citizens are able to exercise their franchise without in any way jeopardizing the health of other voters. COVID-19 patients who are quarantined will be able to cast their vote at the last day of the hour, poll day, at their respective polling stations, as I said earlier, under the supervision of health authorities, strictly following the laid down measures. This is besides the option of postal facility already extended to them. Nodal health officers will also be appointed at the state district level to oversee COVID-19 related arrangements and preventive measures during the entire electoral process. In order to further decongest polling spaces and allow more free movement of the voters, polling time has been increased. Yes, we have stated that the number of people who can decongest who can congregate at a certain place has been limited. The DEOs shall identify dedicated grounds in advance where public gatherings can take place with social distancing norms clearly marked to ensure the safety of the attendants. I must report to you that already this exercise has been completed by DEOs. In fact, even within the Commission now, We have a list of such grounds available district-wise, although this is not for Commission to kind of take any kind of day-to-day call on this. It is for the CEO and the district magistrates. But we have got all the information. And the DEOs have been instructed to kind of already do the circling, etc., as per the COVID norms. That has been done by the CEO of Bihar. A committee of officers was set up at the Commission to chalk out broad guidelines for conducting elections amid COVID. This committee was chaired by Shri Umesh Sinha, Secretary General. And it had various stakeholders, many of them contacted virtually. And they had detailed deliberations with the chief electoral officers of various states, UTs, just to have a feedback or various suggestions and inputs. The Commission also took inputs of political parties. They were initially given some time, they wanted some more time, which was extended as they desired. And the Commission had a feedback from all the political parties with us, considering all the relevant factors and circumstances and keeping in view the safety norms specified by MHA. Broad and detailed guidelines were issued by the Commission for the conduct of elections and by-elections during sometime in August 2020. These guidelines have already been adopted to Government of Bihar, and these guidelines are available on the ECI website, and I think made available to most of you by Ashif ji. Based on these broad guidelines, CEO Bihar was asked to prepare comprehensive plans at the state, district, constituency and booth level, considering the local conditions and COVID conditions and COVID situation. And these guidelines establish standard protocols of sanitization, wearing of masks, use of gloves, thermal scanners, and social distancing throughout the gamut of election activities. As the gradual and phased unlock has been initiated in various parts of the country, several meetings were held, as I said earlier, at the level of Secretary General ECI Shri Umesh Sinha and all other colleagues from ECI and officers of Commission with officials from MHA, Railways, central agencies regarding security forces, strategic and communication measures to be put in place. I am happy to report to you that we are getting fullest cooperation from all these agencies, and I am sure, like they do it always, they'll give us their cooperation this time also, which they are already extending. The Commission has conducted several rounds of video conferences with the election machinery. A team of 2 officers, namely Shri Chandrabhushan, who is in charge of Bihar in the Election Commission, and Shri Sudeep Jain, who looks after the EVM, they were in Bihar on 14th and 15th September, and they have done extensive review of the situation on the ground by holding more than 1 meetings in Patna as well as in some selected divisional headquarters. They have reported that all necessary preparations have been made and the infrastructure of conduct of elections is well in place. Commission, as you are aware, has always been very sensitive to the persons with disability and senior citizens. We started this process way back in 17-18 by having a conference in Rajasthan, then a national level conference in Delhi, and after that we have been trying to kind of upgrade and try to do various things required for that. One of our leading consultants in this, based out of Bangalore, she herself is disabled, but at the same time she is so very meticulous in terms of making suggestions and kind of more scientific innovations which keeps Shri Umesh Sinha and his team busy. Persons with disability, the first thing Commission has been insisting is that All polling stations should be located on the ground floor. Persons with disability would also be tagged to their respective polling stations and necessary arrangement made for their comfortable and convenient experience on polling day. Assistance of volunteers, priority voting, wheelchair and proper transport facilities shall be made available. They will be provided with a free pass on public transport on the poll day. The third meeting of the National Advisory Committee on Accessible Elections was organized recently through online mode in order to hone up and firm up our strategic action plans on accessible elections and to review preparations on accessibility front ahead of Bihar Assembly elections. The Commission guarantees assured minimum facilities, which you are all aware, at each polling station, including drinking water, toilets, waiting area and ramps. Additionally, polling stations will now be infused with sanitizers, masks, soap and water for rinsing and other necessary equipment to handle any health emergency. Volunteers will be deployed to assist PWD voters, senior citizens and COVID-affected areas, as I already said. All necessary and administrative and security protocols have been put in place for EVMs and VVPATs, including randomization, FLC, movement and storage protocols, and multi-layer security cover.